Okay, so I'm going to start with our first page, and paper I'm going to select is let's see, yeah, so we are going to use this page, so tear it carefully. And I will leave it aside, the remaining cards. So let's start with this page. So this is going to be our first page. So what we are going to do, we are going to cut. So okay, we had to trim this strip from here first. And from this side, measure over, like from here, measure over 7 and cut it. So it will be going to be like this for me. So it is going to be 7. And keep this piece aside in your reserve pile, and on this side measure over 8 and cut it. Okay. So mainly we are going to use this side for as a base. Now so we are going to make pocket for this main page. So let's take a cardstock. Okay, now take white cardstock, measure over 4 and cut it. Put this piece aside in the reserve pile. Then I am using Martha Stewart punch. This is like 3/4 inch deep in the depth, and I am using this punch to punch one edge of my cardstock. Okay, so now I have this piece ready with one edge punch. Okay, so what I'm going to do next thing is, so over here you can use score tape as well to do this part on this, like on this pocket on this main page, but I'm using I'm more comfortable with the glue. So I'm using glue. So if you have score tape, just put it on the one side, on the another edge of this cardstock. Since I'm using glue, I'm putting this glue along one side of this main base, and then just make sure that you are leaving even space from both sides. And this is why I generally use glue. So if in case, like if you are using fabric glue or tacky glue, you can move your papers accordingly, like depending upon the space you are going to leave. So just to make sure that there is even space left on both sides, and so I'm just making sure. Okay, now this looks good. Okay, now I'm going to fold these flaps on the back side. And you can just put the glue, or if you have hot glue gun, you can use that as well, but you have to be very quick with hot glue gun. So this pocket is now ready, and now we are going to mount a nice piece of design paper over here. So let's see what we want to put here. I think okay, so I decided I am going to use this page and to decorate this pocket. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sew the size of this pocket. If you see, it's 3 1/4 by 7. So considering that we have to leave white edge around, we have to measure 3 1/8 on this side. So we have to measure 3 by 1/8 on this side and 6 by 7/8 over here. Okay, so now I have this piece ready. So let's see. So this is like 6 by 7/8, and this side is 3 by 1/8. Okay, and it will fit nicely on this pocket, leaving little white space, like white border around. And again, I'm going to glue it with fabric. Make sure that you are leaving even space on each side. Okay. And the thing is, now you can see, like, you cannot see this like nice punch border over here, but once you place your photo mats, like contrast photo mats, this white border will be visible very well. So don't worry about that this moment. Okay, now so decoration will do it slowly, one by one, but for now, like, I'll just put this lace, this pretty lace I got from Hobby Lobby. There was about 50% off on laces. Like, generally mostly on the weekends they have 50% off on the laces, so you get nice deals on the laces. So I love this lace, so I just thought it will go very well over here. So let's see, I will put it over here and glue it with my fabric tack. Oops. Okay. There is extra thread. Okay. This looks so pretty. I love this tiny flowers. Okay, so our main base is ready. Now we will start with our fold out. And we are going to put some sentiment and flowers over here, but we will do that part later once we are done with our fold out. Okay, now for fold out, measure over 5 and 3/4 and cut it. Then we need to score this, so we are going to score the first scoring is going to be at 5 by 1/8, and second one is going to be 5 by 1/4. So we have these two score lines, and then okay, so we'll be getting like this. So this flap will go behind our main base cardstock. So it will go like this. Okay. So let's glue this. So we have to be very careful at this time because we want to make sure that the glue is not coming in between these two score lines. So if we are comfortable using score tape, you can place the score tape very close to this first score line, and then carefully place this base mat. But I'll be using my favorite Fabri-Tac. And but also if you are going to use glue, you have to make sure that you have to be very careful and make sure that the glue is not going in between those two scoring lines. Okay, and then just I forgot, I had to cut this 8. So the thing is, I cut this 5 and 3/4, but I have to cut this across the measuring 8. I'm sorry for that. Let me put a little more glue here. And then I'm going to place this mat very carefully. So I'm just aligning the edge of this mat near the first core line. Okay, this looks good. Now we have this fold out ready. So now next thing is to decorate this fold out. So instead you will have this leftover piece from our base paper, so we can use that, and if you see, it will fit very nicely on this fold out over here. So you will have to measure over, since this is 8, we are going to measure over, let me see, okay, we are going to measure over 7 by 7/8. So we are going to measure 7 by 7/8 and cut it. just put this piece in our stash, and then we are going to make a small small pocket over here. So in your white cardstock stash, you will have this piece left. So let's see. So for this, measure over 7 and cut it. And then measure over 2 and cut it. So there is a very small piece, like small pocket we'll make. Okay, and then with this, this border punch, we are going to make a border. Sorry. Okay, we are almost there. Okay. And again we'll do the same thing what I showed you in, like, by doing that, doing the basement. So just put glue here, or then eyeball it and make sure that you are leaving enough, like, even space on both sides. Fold it around, and then you can stick this. So our small pocket is ready. Now we need to place some design over here. So I'm just thinking, like, we can make use of this lace design over here. So let's see what is the size of paper we need here. So this is around 1¼ by 5. So we'll need around 1 by 1/8 and 4 by 7/8. Okay, this is perfect. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So 1 by 1/8. This is going to be 4 by 7/8. So I'm going to cut this with the scissors. And then we are going to place it over here like this. can again place this lace over here. It looks so beautiful, and it matches with this flower. This color perfectly matches with the flower. So I will cut it here. Like this. This is our front page is ready. So if you can see, if someone wants to do journaling over here, they can do journaling on this page, or they can stick a picture mat as well. Okay, so now, sorry, for this piece, like to cover this portion, I am going to take another piece of this cardstock, and you measure over 5 and cut it from this side. So it is going to be like this for me. So measure over. Okay. Now I want these flowers, so what I will do, measure over 7 by 7/8 and cut it. So I'll put these 2 pieces in my reserve pile. Now we have this ready. So this piece will go here. Yeah, I think I'll put it like this. Yeah, this looks perfect. And this piece will go here. Okay. So we'll start sticking them with our tacky glue or score tape. So just be careful and make sure that you are leaving proper space, like proper border around. Okay, this looks good. So this is what I told you, like if you are using glue, sometimes it becomes easy to manipulate and adjust the sides. And for this, what we are going to do, I have this pretty nice, satin ribbon. So I'm going to put it over here. Where is my ticket? Okay. Just eyeball the center, like of this fold out, and just stick it. And then I'm going to place this paper like over here. So again, okay, again make sure that you are leaving proper space around our border, like a proper border. Okay, so this entire, I'll need to cut this because some here. So I'm going to cut the same size piece so that we can put it on the back side, and this side, actually I have my handmade crochet lace, so I'm going to use this lace. I'm really excited for this because this is like first time I'll be using my handmade crochet lace in this project. So let's see. I want to trim this wanted piece. Here. Let me trim this evenly. Okay, this looks good now. So I'm not completely sticking this like entire crochet lace on this page, because if we want to stick something like some tags or sentiments, we can do that. So I'm just leaving it open on this side. I'm just going to just put the glue on towards the edge of this lace. Okay. What we are going to do next is, in your paper pad you will find this paper. So we are going to cut this hello sentiment, and we are going to use this sentiment over here. So let's see. Just cut it across the edges. And in your stash you will have white cardstock strip. Let me check. Okay, so I have this white cardstock. So I got this from my stash. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this hello on this cardstock, leaving some border around, like white border around. Just eyeball it and then just cut a border, like a white border around this sentiment. Okay. So it will look like this. Okay. So now we are going to put this sentiment over here. So one thing we can do is we can put some foam dots on the back, so that it will give some raised elevation over here, or we can do, or if you have a foam board, you can cut small piece of it and okay, and you can put it behind it, so that it will give a raised elevation. I think my foam dots are over, so I don't have them anymore. I have to buy some more. Okay. Oops. And then close this, it will show this piece. Okay, and also one more thing you can do. So I like to make my own flowers. I make them with cardstock, and these are like I made some rose flowers. And if you want to make these flowers, I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel, so you can follow them, and you can make like smaller size rose flowers of this, and maybe you can decorate it around this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these flowers, and also yeah, there is one more thing. Is this is a butterfly sheet, so you can cut different sizes of butterfly and put them across. And so these flowers and butterflies, I will be putting it at the end of our all, once we are done with all our pages. So right now I'm just going to make basic format and decorate it with the Prima cardstock, but later on, and also decorate it with the laces and our punches, as well as with the dies. But the flower decoration and also the butterflies, I will put them in the last. Okay, so this the first fold out will look like this. Isn't it so pretty? I'm really in love with this lace. It's looking so pretty. I should go and get some more, because they in Hobby Lobby they do have another lace which is in yellow and green color. That also looks very pretty. Okay, so this is our first page is done. Now we will start with our second page.